Hello and welcome back to Pronku's Pipe Smoking Den. I'm Pronku, I'm in my den, and today is going to be the second part of How Natural is Your Tobacco? Unveiling the hidden additives and basic chemistry. In the first video, I talked about the reasons why additives are added, and I talked about Mr. Janez from Pipe and Tobacco, where he started actually this subject of additives in pipe tobacco, and I wanted to make a better documentation on this subject using um, ChatGPT, asking ChatGPT about these additives that are in cigarette tobacco, pipe tobacco, cigars, and others. So, um, if you did not see the first video, I suggest to see it first and leave this one second. But if you already seen it, let's get to work. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take almost all the additives that were present in Mr. Janez's video, and I will present the responses that I got from ChatGPT in order to understand what their role is and if they are or not harmful or not. So let's uh, let's go and check them out. Okay, again, I hope you can hear me well. So the first screenshot of my interaction with ChatGPT is with the question, what is benzoic acid and why is it used in tobacco? And it says what it is and stuff like that, but what we're interested in is why it's used in tobacco. And it is used in tobacco as a preservative function. It has a preservative function, okay? And it inhibits the growth of molds, yeasts, and bacteria. It prevents microbial spoilage, extended shelf life. I think that is very important, especially for those who like to age their tobaccos. Okay, so let's get further to the second screenshot about the benzoic acid, and here it says that it has also a pH adjustment, and it helps control the acidity of tobacco blends. Again, something very important. By lowering pH slightly, it influences flavor balance. It reduces the harsh alkaline taste of the natural tobacco, okay? Nicotine chemistry, pH affects how much nicotine is free base, more irritating, versus bound, smoother form. A lower pH is milder, makes it more milder and smoother smoke or vapor. Okay, and the third thing is flavor stabilization. Okay, and what benzoic acid does is stabilize flavor compounds and prevent oxidation of sensitive aromatic ingredients in flavored tobaccos. The fourth one, it's not in our interest, so we move on to the third screenshot, how it works. And what we're interested in here is that the combustion produces benzene, or yeah, I think benzene, and benzoic derivatives, both toxic and potentially carcinogenic. that is something to take into account. Okay. Okay, so let's move further to typical usage levels of benzoic acid. Okay, so here it says that in pipe tobacco traced to 0.1%, mostly as a residual from sodium benzoate. If you want to see exactly the percentage of these additives, I recommend you go back to Mr. Janez's video that I will put in the description of this video, and there you will see the percentage of each additive added to the pipe tobaccos. Okay, and again it says that it is primarily as a preservative and pH regulator. So this is what benzoic acid is. Moving further to what benzoic acid benzyl ester is. And it says it's an ester of benzoic acid and benzyl alcohol. Why it's used in tobacco? Fixative and solvent for flavorings. Acts as a fragrance fixative. It slows down the evaporation of volatile aroma compounds, helping the tobacco retain its flavor and aroma longer. Again, this is very important for people who like to age their tobacco. It also serves as a solvent for essential oils and flavor ingredients that don't dissolve well in water or alcohol. This ensures even distribution of flavorants like vanilla, fruit, or spice oils across the tobacco leaf or blend. It's especially common in pipe, cigar, and flavored cigarette tobaccos. Second, aroma and smoothness enhancement, which is has a slightly sweet balsamic note. Okay, we can read that, but it is often used alongside vanillin, which Mr. Janez traced in one or two tobaccos, if I'm correct, in his video. Anyway, let's go further. Benzoic acid benzyl ester. Flavor stability. It helps preserve flavor character during storage. It prevents oxidation or dissipation of volatile flavor compounds. Casing and topping ingredient. This is very important, okay? So benzoate is typically found in the topping stage to anchor and prolong aromatic notes. Okay, so this is no, actually I have more about benzoic acid benzyl ester. Going further, we have typical use levels. In pipe and cigar tobacco, it says 0.05, 0.2%. Again, we go to Mr. Janez's video and see it in the pipe blends. Health and safety consideration, you can pause this video and read. Now further, in short, it tells us its role in tobacco, its function. Okay, again, pause the video. I'm not going to read everything, so pause this video, read it, and let's get further. Okay, now what is citric acid monohydrate? This is another additive that I found on Mr. Janez's list on the tobacco blends that he found. And this citric acid monohydrate is used in tobacco for pH regulation and nicotine control because it lowers the pH of the tobacco. And let's go further. It's also a flavor enhancer. Okay, citric acid adds a slight tartness that brightens and balances sweet flavor additives like sugars, honey, or vanilla. Okay, it enhances the overall flavor complexity, especially in flavored tobacco. It can also reduce bitterness and improve aftertaste. Third is a preservative and antioxidant role. Okay, again, this one by lowering pH inhibits microbial growth in moist tobaccos. Color and stability control. Okay, so as we can already see, these additives are quite important in pipe tobacco. But let's get further. Typical usage levels in pipe tobacco. Okay, 0.1, 0.3%. And further. In short, what is its function and its role in tobacco? Is to regulate acidity, smooth the smoke, stabilize flavor, and extend shelf life. All of these are important for us pipe smokers. So that is it um, for citric acid monohydrate. Going further, what is glucose and why is it used in tobacco? I think we all know what glucose is, so I'm not going to read that. So, glucose adds sweetness that helps balance the harsh, bitter taste of nicotine and smoke. Like I said in the first video, natural tobacco is very bitter. It is harsh. It is irritating. So, this helps. When burnt sugars caramelize, producing pleasant aromas and a smoother smoke. This makes the product more palatable, especially for newer smokers. Okay, let's go further with the glucose flavor carrier casing ingredient. That was quite obvious. It locks in flavors and helps maintain consistent taste. Okay, third, it's a combustion modifier. Glucose affects how tobacco burns. Okay, it can lower the ignition temperature slightly. Okay, promotes steady, even burning and uniform smoke production. Helps maintain ash structure and glowing tip appearance. Fourth, moisture retention. Again, very important. Fifth, aroma and smoke chemistry. When heated or burned, glucose undergoes Maillard reactions and caramelization, generating sweet toasted aromas. Again, interesting, important. Going further with the glucose, it is used both as a direct additive, powder or syrup, and part of the casing solution during flavoring and blending. Here we are talking about mostly flavored tobaccos. Okay, in short, its function, its role in tobacco. Okay, pause this video if you're interested, read, and then Let's get further. What is Glycerol? Sorry, I was saying it in Romanian. So, what is glycerol and why is it used in tobacco? Sorry, it's what we should know right now because we are not chemists here. But we should know that it is non-toxic, water-soluble, and strongly hydroscopic hydroscopic. Okay, so it absorbs water from the air. Why is it used in tobacco? Like propylene glycol, glycerol's primary role is as a humectant, and humectant means moisture retention, okay, which again is important for us. We don't want dry tobaccos, do we? Let's get further. Smoke smoothness. Glycerol vaporizes at smoking temperatures, producing a smoother, cooler, less irritating smoke. It helps reduce harshness and throat burn, especially in low sugar blends like barley. Flavor and aroma enhancer, that's again important. Combustion modifier, it can make burning slower and steadier, again important. Further, in pipe tobacco up to 10%. So glycerol in pipe tobacco up to 10%. That is quite something, but it is what it is. In short, we have the function and the role in tobacco, health implications, of course. Again, if you're interested, pause the video, read it, and now let's go further. This is a summary, okay, that glycerol is primarily as a moisture retaining and smoke smoothing agent, and that is what we are interested in knowing. Now let's go further to lactic acid. So why is it used in tobacco? First, pH control and nicotine modulation. It adjusts and stabilizes the acidity of tobacco blends. It's lowering the pH, reduces smoke harshness and throat irritation. Again, this is a very good thing. Softens flavor and reduces bite, particularly in cigarette and pipe tobaccos. In other words, lower pH, smoother smoke, less irritation. Higher pH, harsher smoke, stronger nicotine kick. Okay, now going further, flavor balancing. It adds a mild tangy or creamy acidity similar to yogurt or fermented foods. This acidity balances sweetness from sugar, molasses, and casings. It helps round out flavor in blends with coca, vanilla, or licorice notes, used especially in flavored or aromatic tobaccos. Preservative and antimicrobial effect. It inhibits microbial growth by lowering pH, creating an environment hostile to molds and bacteria. Again, very, very interesting and important. It also extends shelf life in moist tobaccos without strong chemical preservatives. Fourth, processing aid, fermentation control. Helps control fermentation, ensuring consistent flavor and preventing spoilage. Let's get further. Typical usage levels: pipe tobacco 0.1 0.3%. Again, go to Mr. Janez's video and see the levels used in those blends. So let's go further. In short, its function, role in tobacco, and a summary, okay? Controls acidity, stabilize flavor, and smooth nicotine delivery. This is the lactic acid. Now let's go further. What is potassium sorbates? I think I pronounced it correctly. Sorbates. Sorbates, okay. And why is it used in tobacco? Again, not going into chemistry. Why is it used in tobacco? As a preservative and antimicrobial agent. It's used to inhibit the growth of molds, yeasts, and some bacteria in moist tobacco. This is very important. It prevents spoilage and extends shelf life, particularly important for, well, pipe tobacco, among others. Let's go further. Flavor stability. It helps maintain consistent flavor over time. It prevents degradation or fermentation that could make the product sour or musty. Third, pH control buffering role. K helps stabilize the acidity of the mixture, supporting other flavoring agents or casings. 4. In combination with other additives to maintain product texture and freshness. How it works? It doesn't kill microbes outright. It stops them from multiplying. Okay, it's fungistatic, not fungicical. I think I said it right. I hope. Let's get further. Um, Here are some health and safety consideration for the potassium sorbates in tobacco. Non-toxic itself, but can degrade upon burning to form irritating or potentially harmful compounds. Regulation allowed in many countries for tobacco preservation, but restricted or monitored in some regions like EU or Canada for potential long-term effects. We talked about this. We know that uh, additives in food are safe, but when they are burned in tobacco, they become harmful. Okay, so take that into consideration. Okay, next we have potassium sorbates, typical usage levels, and pipe tobacco 0.1 0.3% of weight, low moisture, so minimal need. At the summary, it says that it is added to tobacco as a preservative to stop molds, yeasts, and bacteria. Plays no role in taste enhancement itself, so that's important. And it's not a major toxic contributor compared to other tobacco chemicals. Okay. Now let's get to the next one, which is propyl 4-hydroxybenzoate, and why it is used in tobacco. We have here the formula and what it is, so you can pause, you can read, and now we get further. Why it's used in tobacco? It is used as a preservative and antimicrobial function. Okay, it's used to prevent the growth of molds, yeasts, and bacteria in moist tobacco products. It helps maintain product safety and shelf stability, particularly for pipe tobacco, among others. Shelf life and has broad antimicrobial action. Shelf life extension, the product stays mold free fresh and uniform during long storage or transport. Next, we have flavor stability, and this helps preserve the intended aroma and taste profile over time. Without it, flavored tobaccos could develop off odors or fermented flavors. For synergistic use, okay, these are okay. Together, they cover a wider antimicrobial spectrum and allow lower individual concentrations. How it works? It's fungistatic and bacteriostatic. Stops growth but doesn't kill instantly. Again, some health and safety considerations when burned, because we're interested when it is burned. Adding slightly to smoke toxicity, though used in trace amounts. Next, we have the typical usage levels. In pipe tobacco, it says 0.1, 0.3%. And that is it. Next, we have propylene glycol, which is clear, odorless, slightly sweet liquid that attracts and holds water. Chemically, it's a humectant, a compound that helps retain moisture. It's widely used in food, okay, whatever. The US FDA and WHO classify it okay, but it safely depends heavily on how it is used. Eating versus inhaling versus burning. Well, this is important because if it's okay to use in food, it's not okay to use for burning or inhaling, okay? We are also aware that propylene glycol is used in humidors, in cigar humidors, to keep away mold. So let's read further and see what ChatGPT says. PG keeps tobacco from drying out during storage and smoking. Okay, without humectants, tobacco becomes brittle, burns too quickly, and produces a harsher smoke. As a flavor carrier, it's used to distribute flavorings evenly in the tobacco blend. Let's go further. So, propylene glycol, PG, can slightly cool and smooth the smoke by maintaining moisture and softening harshness. When it comes to combustions, can form toxic degradation products. Okay, these compounds contribute to smoke toxicity. While PG itself isn't carcinogenic, its breakdown products from combustion are harmful. It's important to know these things, okay? So, next, in short, what it is, what it does. Going further, I asked, isn't it also used to keep bacteria and other harmful agents? And it says yes. Isn't just a humectant, it also has weak antimicrobial properties. I know that because, like I said, people who have humidors for their cigars use PG for their humidors to keep the cigars in a good humidity and to avoid microbes. All right. Okay, so next, it helps prevent mold and bacterial overgrowth. It basically helps stabilize the microenvironment of the tobacco. Can inhibit the growth of the bacteria, molds, and yeasts. Because of that, it's sometimes described as having bacteriostatic effects, though not sterilizing power. Okay, let's go further. Um, it says that it's not a true preservative. PG's antimicrobial effect is limited. It helps discourage bacterial growth, but it doesn't sterilize or fully preserve. Next, we have a summary of its function and role in tobacco. Again, pause the video and read, and now we go further. What is sodium benzoate? Oh, I think I said it, benzoate. And why is it used in tobacco? Okay, so it is inhibiting the growth of molds, yeasts, and certain bacteria. In tobacco, it is used as a preservative and antimicrobial function. In pipe tobacco, among others. Next, the flavor protection. It maintains a consistent aroma profile over long storage. Again, very interesting and important. pH control synergy. It can help maintain a stable pH, which in turn stabilizes flavor and nicotine delivery. Fourth, shelf life extension prevents visible mold, color changes, or unpleasant smell during shipping and long-term storage. How it works. Is particularly effective against fungi and yeast. It's bacteriostatic and fungistatic. Prevents growth rather than kills. Next, we have health and safety considerations, which you will, if you're interested, will read. And then we go further to see its typical levels in pipe tobacco, which are around 0.1-0.2%. And in summary, it says that it is primarily used as a preservative and flavor stabilizer. Okay, so that is what sodium benzoate is. Let's go further. What is sorbitol and why is it used in tobacco? One thing that I wanted to say is that it tastes about 60% as sweet as sugar, but doesn't crystallize or ferment easily. I wanted to say this because I think it's important. Okay, why it's used in tobacco? As a humectant, okay, moisture retention. Let's go further. It is sweetener and flavor enhancer. Sorbitol adds a mild, natural sweetness without being as sugary or sticky as sucrose. It balances the bitterness of nicotine and complements other flavor ingredients. It doesn't ferment easily. 3. Casing ingredient. It helps bind flavors, ensures even distribution of moisture and taste. 4. Burn and smoke quality. It's for a smoother burn and provides less smoke irritation than direct sugar additives, which is again important. Let's get further. So, sorbitol in pipe tobacco is one to 5%. Health and safety considerations, you have them there. We go further. In short, what it is, it's rolling tobacco, and the summary is a moisture retaining and flavor balancing agent. It keeps the tobacco fresh, adds gentle sweetness, and softens the smoke. Sorbitol forms harmful aldehydes when burned, contributing modestly to smoke toxicity. So that was the sorbitol. Now let's get further to vanillin and why it is used in tobacco. One important thing uh, is that it's synthetic production, usually from, I don't know how to pronounce this, sorry, but is far more common in tobacco. In tobacco, it is used for flavor and aroma enhancer, obviously, masking harsh, bitter, or acrid odors from nicotine and smoke. Next, sweetness perception without sugar. Vanillin triggers sweetness receptors on the tongue and in the brain, even though it isn't a sugar. This allows manufacturers to enhance sweetness and smoothness without adding large amounts of actual sugar. Flavor blending. Okay, fruit or nut essences in pipe and cigar tobaccos. Signature aroma in casing and topping. We already know that. We're talking about aromatic tobaccos. So, next we have its typical usage. It says here levels are very small, usually below 0.1%, and is found in cigars and pipe tobacco. Health considerations when burnt, uh, toxic contribution, behavioral effect. Again, if you're interested, you're going to read these. And I'm going further because it's been 35 minutes already. So, next we have, in short, what it is, and it's rolling tobacco, and summary. And that's it with the vanillin. Now, what I asked is, what is your conclusion of this discussion about additives in tobacco? And it says that additives are not there by accident, and that is very obvious. It makes the tobacco taste better, feel milder, stay fresh, burn evenly, and look consistent. And my friends, we are all looking for this in a tobacco. So without additives, we wouldn't have all of these, okay? We would have very harsh and bitter tobacco. Going further, safe to eat is not equal to safe to burn or inhale. Food grade safe when eaten, but that doesn't mean they're safe in smoke. When burned or heated, they form toxic byproducts. Additives make tobacco more appealing and more addictive. Next, natural additive or additive-free tobacco isn't safe either. Okay, we already know that. Regulation and transparency are still limited. This is what we were talking about, both me and Mr. Janez. So, industry secrecy and proprietary blends keep formulas hidden, which is obvious, okay? Some countries like Canada, Brazil, and EU members now restrict or disclose additives. Uh, I don't know what to say about that, about restricting additives, uh, especially sweeteners and flavorings that appeal to youth. Okay, I know that this is uh, something that has been happening in cigarettes because we don't have menthol cigarettes anymore, and that has been happening for quite some time. But anyway, uh, full transparency is still rare, and I think that's not a good thing. I think people should be aware of what they are consuming. But anyway, let's get further. Uh, why is caramel used in tobacco? Uh, okay, we all know what caramel is, but why it's used in tobacco? Flavor enhancement. Caramel gives a sweet, warm, and slightly roasted flavor that balances the natural bitterness of nicotine and smoke. Its mild bitterness adds depth and richness, rounding out the flavor profile. It's often combined with coca, licorice, vanilla, or honey to create the smooth base note in cigarette and pipe tobaccos. Okay, that is the caramel. And let's see further. Coloring agent. We know that it is used in drinks like rum as a coloring agent, but I didn't know that it is also used in tobacco as a coloring agent to make it look aged. So it's the same thing as using it in rum, okay, to make it look aged. 3. Casing ingredient helps retain moisture, smooth out harshness, lock in profile compounds. Okay, burn modifier influences burn rate and aroma. During combustion, caramel breaks down to produce sweet smelling aldehydes and caramelized notes, making smoke smoother and more aromatic. Next, typical use levels in pipe tobacco 0.1 or 2% by weight. Then we have the health and safety considerations when burned. And here's something very interesting at the visual sensory effect. Makes tobacco appear smoother and more premium, indirectly increasing appeal. So that's a bit of cheating, isn't it? In short, it says its function, its role in tobacco. Caramel is added to tobacco to make it look richer, taste smoother, and smell sweeter. It's both a flavor and color additive. So that is with caramel. Let's see next. And next, why is gum arabic used in tobacco? Okay, is a natural plant exudate from acacia trees. Okay, versatile binder, stabilizer, and emulsifier. Gum arabic acts as a glue or binding agent to help hold tobacco particles together. It is used in cigar wrappers or binders, and we already know that if we ever seen how a cigar is produced, especially by torcedores, okay, torcedores, those who hand roll the cigars, they are using uh, gum arabic to bind the cigars, okay. It keeps the product intact and prevents it from crumbling or flaking. Next, we have a very interesting thing that is, it is an adhesive for flavor casings. It helps those flavors stick evenly to the tobacco leaf. Third, burn modifier, smoke quality, can slightly influence burning behavior, making the smoke smoother and more consistent. It may also contribute to with mild sweetness or roundness to the aroma. Moisture retention, again, like many other additives. And let's see how it's used. Uh, Usually added at very low levels, about the 0.53% of tobacco weight. In reconstituted, okay, binding shredded tobacco dust and stems together. That is again important. Health and safety. Gum arabic itself is non-toxic and food grade, but when burnt, it produces combustion byproducts. So we should know that. Then, in short, its function, rolling tobacco. Okay, uh, and that is it. So I will come back and tell you my last uh, thoughts on these additives. So be right back. Alright everyone, we've seen the additives, we know now what the role is, and we see that we don't have harmful chemicals in tobacco, but we have some additives. Our tobacco, our pipe tobacco, um, our cigarette tobacco, our even some of our cigars are not natural. And like I said in the first video, a natural tobacco would be unsmokable or almost unsmokable because it is very harsh, it is very strong, it is very bitter and acidic, and we couldn't enjoy it. Okay, all these additives, as you can see, have very important roles. They help with the moisture, and that is very important for us uh, pipe smokers and cigar smokers alike, because moisture uh, keeps the tobacco from drying out. We don't want a tobacco that is dry, because when it is dry, it crumbles. Okay, in a cigar, it just destroys the cigar. Uh, we have additives that keep bacteria away and other stuff. Indeed, there are some flavorings that should be said, you know, should be disclosed, but they are not for a reason or another. I hope you learned something today. I hope it was important to you. I think this is an important subject, and thanks again to Mr. Janez from Pipe and Tobacco, and thanks to Silviu who told me about Mr. Janez's video. That was eye-opening, and I'm sure that it is eye-opening to many other people. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care and happy puffing.